Hey, you. Yes, you. You wanna race with us? You can. Link in description and on pinned comment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to good old Polyphony Trophy. Today, we are at Dragon Trail Seaside, I think one of the most legendary tracks ever on Gran Turismo at least. So let's see how many deaths on that chicane we can achieve on these 3 short races. For those unaware, we are doing a format of 3 short races with reverse grid for the top 12 if I remember correctly, although we couldn't achieve 12 cars, so it's basically a reverse grid. If you want to race on previous round, you have to use 2 sets of mediums, and if you didn't win, you only have to use 1 set of mediums on the 3 races. Anyways, let's check those standings, as we have Will Sotters leading with 110 points, but surprisingly followed closely by myself with 105. The Cockhill follows suit with 88 points. Jay Easton 1 point behind with 87. Adam Hans next place with 80 points. Mr. Raz, also known as Sir Ducky, with 70 points. The Dubatsun with 57. The fucking Clarke with 54. Then the Pineapple Juice with 52. Lang Stadler, also known as the Super Driver, with 50. Dominic Kovinsky with 43. Next place, Mallard with 30. And on last place with 0 bitches, Jack the Watcher. On team standings, we have the Fine Wine 5 boys with 162 points, but followed really closely by the Big Steppers with 158. Followed decently close by Proyecto Uno with 148. And really close to Proyecto Uno, LCR with 141. And on last place, but still really close, Lola Racing with 137. On Tom Colonel Trophy, we got Lance Standler, Super Driver, still holding on P1, but followed more or less closely by Mallard with 30 points. Anyways, boys, let's check that qualifying session. And here it is, boys, the good old qualifying comparison. This time the replay did save, and we have the Aston Martins that they look like to be the favorite car to be on. They're going now onto the main straight, both cars having pretty similar top speed. Is the 515 boys. We have Pine on the left and Will on the right. They both break on the similar spot, both doing a pretty similar chicane, to be honest. Both actually Will using more the outside on the chicane than Pine, but actually sliding a little bit more. Maybe Pine got a better exit in this corner. Pine actually does it way better than Will. Will here using more the spaces, but I think once again Pine actually has a better exit, and that allows him to be almost 3/10 ahead of Will already on only one sector. They're going into the S section. I think Will is a little bit better on this corner, or at least his spacing looks a little bit better, his car positioning and stuff, although Pine's final positioning was really good also. I'm not sure if he's gonna get there yet, or maybe some slipstream from Chops. Not sure how this slipstream settings were on this qualifying session. They're going out into this corner. Pine, I think, went a little bit better on this section, but that snap can actually be Will on edge. But it's not what it looks like, because Pine actually extends a little bit his lead. We're going now into that chicane key. One driver in 5th gear, the other one. They both do it flat out. Will has a little snap on the corner. Now Pine is definitely getting slipstream. He's going. Chops is definitely helping him. They're going down to this breaking point. I think Pine's a little bit ahead, and he's also going to have another toe on the exit. I think Will has done a better exit, but now actually loses once again the exit speed. His positioning is better, but he just cannot get the power down as it's just Pine. And this allowed the Pineapple Juice to get pole position by 340 milliseconds. Will has recovered some milliseconds on the final sector, but they just weren't enough. Well, boys, that was a good qualifying session. That dominant performance from the Pineapple Juice. Here we got the starting grid. On 8th place, because he couldn't attend to qualifying, we got Dominic Kovinsky. On 7th place, we got Adam the Handsome, who has double mediums. On P6, we don't have the Pineapple Juice because we have nobody, because Super's Connection said fuck you, that's why. So he's not racing despite making qualifying. On P5, we got Captain Chops. The Chungus is struggling over this track. No double minutes for him though. On P4, we have Sir Ducky doing a nice performance at that 4GT. So finally the car proving its performance. On P3, we got Butterbig with the... Come on! Damn it! on P3 actually, because I just realized I did it wrong. I'm not doing this again, fuck you. Ourselves, let's see what we can do in the Pupra. No double mediums. On P2 we got Will Staterino on double mediums, remember. And on first place with all the pitches we have the Pineapple Juice. His first pole position since I forgot, honestly. So let's see what he's capable of, and hopefully he has a good race. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, 5 lights, revving their engines, and it's go, go, go! As I believe Captain Chops actually misses the start. Nice start from the Pineapple Juice, but no better than myself, honestly, because I'm on soft tires. Let's see, I can get Willerino, but now the 515 drivers are actually doing teamwork and giving a slips into each other as Pineapple Juice fins turn 1 at a wild surge. He appears out of nowhere, but Pie manages to block me, but luckily I find a gap and I can get the P2 as Will Stutters, despite his medium tires, gets P1. We go now into this corner over Casa Press. We see Dominic going to Jupiter. Look for worms over there or something, as we see the Pineapple Juice trying to gain back what he was rightfully his. That T1 mistake is definitely paying off, but he's managing to recover it though, as he does a beautiful move around the outside of myself. We see Adam Hans doing a little train on this fast section. Remember, he has double mediums and he's using one of his 2 sets right now, as Captain Chaps is actually on softs, trying to overtake his Chungus Enjoyer friend, as they're going side by side into this. Oh my god, they're going actually to Death Chicane. Adam is not lifting, neither is Adam. They're not lifting still, they're running out of meters, still not lifting. Oh, but a crash happens, and luckily that saves them both. Adam is still on P5, not sure about the fairness of that move, but let's see what the stewards say after this. That's not in my contract to actually steward things, so I just won't. Anyway, we see here Chubbs that is quicker than Adam, being helped by those soft tires, as he actually does a good run. And let's hope that Batterbig is not close enough and actually gains P5. Finishing lap 1, we have Will Sutters with Pine really close to him. We are managing to stay close to him despite Sardaki Medium's tires. He's actually doing a good job, as Adam actually gets back Chubbs, but actually brakes too late and goes into the grass. Well, to the dirt with 0 pitches. As we see Batterbig also with medium tires doing what he can. Dominic doing a nice recovery from that mistake, already on Pine's favorite position. As we go into turn 1 over here, we see that Pine actually is the best teammate ever and clouds his teammate, but now has to wait for him, as now I have a good chance to actually make the move, and we're going on a 3Y. Pine actually has to overtake his teammate just to stop me. There we going into this corner, me trying to, that was really close for myself, as Will actually sees his chance. He has the good line and actually makes the move. The 515 cars again on a 1-2 formation despite our efforts. Going now into that chicane, as the top 4 is still really close together. Impressive performance for Sir Ducky. Remember, he's on mediums, and also impressive for Chubbs, because the Chungus is no! The Death Chicane strikes again, and the victim is Captain Chubbs, as now Adam can see his fellow Chungus Enjoyer and actually get the place. Oh my god, Death Chicane strikes again. And actually, I'm just putting going a little bit backwards, because he's not the only car that got compromised. As we see Sir Ducky that also wins the chicane. We see the Chaps moment at the background, as Dominic Kubinski gains another place thanks to all this chaos, and Batterbig may follow surely, and he actually goes down into the inside of the final corner. Let's see if the 4GT can do something on straights against Batterbig, because I think the car lacks acceleration, but on actual top end it should be a good car. At least it proved it a couple of times. Let's see now with the Slippy, he can do something against the almighty Aston, but it's not looking like it, Chief. It's not looking like it. Lap 3, and the Pineapple Juice has managed to do some lead, but we see him beating the first corner that now compromises the exit on the second corner, and now he's going up and gets destroyed on the exit by his teammate on medium tires, but actually lives because he knows he shouldn't have the pace because of the medium tires. So actually lets him go because he needs him to win. But Pine again, maybe having dirty tires from that mistake, as now blocks Will Sutters, and that actually allows us to go through. And we go into P2 trying to stop the 515 gang from getting a 1-2. Let's see now Will, because trust me, my man may be on medium tires, but he knows what he's doing. As we see Pine, that now he's actually pulling. Being the best teammate ever. Part 2, the pineapple juice. Fucking his teammate over again. Will trying to do an on your right, mate. At least faking it, but you can never trust him. But we actually may now have a shot at the win. So let's see if we can make it happen, because Pine didn't do pole position because shits and giggles, trust me. He didn't do that. Oh, that chicane. Will actually wins the death chicane, but luckily he has some gap. Also Dominic gets compromised on that chicane. That chicane adding more victims to his list, as Butterbig is luckily not one of them. And the fucking dude, Cameron, do your job. Actually going into the final corner. But now the Aston just should be the Aston, and goodbye my lover, goodbye my friend. A little bit later, Pine seems to have a little edge on us. Now that he's done screwing up his teammate, he actually pushing, but maybe he's pushing too hard, as he actually goes off. Another mistake from the British driver that allows us to get on the lead. The Project Uno driver actually being in the lead, despite being me. I don't know how did I say that sentence like that. Lap 4, and things are not looking really good for the 515 drivers, as now I managed to do some lead thanks to the mistake, and it's definitely not looking good, as the pineapple juice becomes another victim of that chicane, and also Dominic on the background. This track is just pure calamity, as Sir Ducky gets compromised because Dom's mistake, and now he does the best rejoin ever, and luckily he gets ghosted so Adam doesn't get compromised. Jesus, on one look at that one corner can do. Luckily, Butterbig's boost allowed Pine to actually get ahead of Will, who actually let him by. The 515 car is going in formation, but that is just allowing me to actually gain a bigger lead. Look at them going in formation. This could be a cool picture, honestly. Lap 6, and we see Captain Chops, that I think was one of the main benefits from that calamity. Actually putting the Chungus on a position that he shouldn't be on, honestly. We see him here doing the chicane, nicely done. And we see Butterbig over here that actually goes too wide and hits the curve too much. Luckily he gets ghosted so he doesn't compromise Dominic. And also Adam, remember he's on medium tires on a Chungus. My man has nothing on his favor, and it's not last. Look at the value of not doing mistakes. We are seeing it from Butterbig and Ducky, although Ducky thing was not his fault. He just got he was just the biggest victim of that calamity. But look at Adam on P6. Dude, this is actually a go-to result for him. It may not look like much, but trust me, that Chungus is just horrible over here. And especially in double mediums. Resuming again, as we see Butterbig once again, lap 7 out of 12. As we see that he's going a little bit deep and not having front end. Apparently, maybe this wind is screwing me over as his car just goes off. And actually gives the place to Sir Ducky. God damn it. Captain Chops, impressively, has managed to gain on Will. I know he's on medium tires, but remember, Chops is on a coffin baby with soft tires as no! He just another victim for death chicane, I'm afraid, as Dominic gladly takes the P4 from Chops. And that was all, folks. And we get a nice victory, which is gonna mean that on Nürburgring we're gonna have a set of double mediums. Nice win from myself. A Spine that definitely has the pace, just keeps making mistakes, dude. He has been making mistakes non-stop on this race, and still got P2. Look at Dominic styling there. Nice podium for Will Sutters despite all the bullshit that has happened, and great P4 for Dominic that didn't even attempt to qualify and probably didn't practice for shit. Nice P5 from Chops, dude. It may not look like much, but trust me, on that Chungus, not finishing last is just a miracle. And another miracle is for Adam Hans, that being on mediums and on a coffin baby with a P12 actually finishes 6th. As we see Sir Ducky that actually loses the rear on that chicane, another victim of that chicane. And this allows Butterbig to finish on P7, but he's actually waiting for him. To be fair, I know they've been swapping places for a bit, but they actually did that on purpose, so don't know. It's not a real fight, just for lol, so I just didn't put it in. And now they're actually gonna wait for each other. Not sure if Butterbig's actually gonna let Ducky by. Let's see. I think he's just gonna finish in front of him for nothing. There they are. And with that out of the way, let's see what happens in race 2. Well, boys, after race 1's done, It's time for race 2 as always. Remember, 3 sprint races, although I probably said this in the beginning. So anyways, last place with 0 bitches, we got Cameron Hill. Please do the fucking number thing on... Oh, you have it. Okay. Okay. Now do it on Butterbeak, please. Thank you. Next place, we are ourselves using a set of mediums. Let's see what we can do with them. On next place, we have pineapple juice. Remember, reverse grid. So, person starting first starts last, and vice versa. The pineapple juice also on a set of mediums. Let's see what he can do. On next place, Willerino Staterino on soft tires. His only set of softs. He's gonna use them right now. On next place, Dominic Kubinski got rid of those medium tires, so now he's fresh on softs. Let's see what he can do. Next place, we got Che Easton on medium tires. Let's see if he can do something like Adam did. Next place, we got the man himself, Adam the Handsome. Again, on double mediums, so he's gonna use his second and final set of mediums. And on race 3, having those beautiful softs. Next place, we got Butterbeak. Got rid of those medium tires. And let's see what he can do now on softs. The fucking number thing! I'm gonna keep reminding you, bitch. I'm gonna keep reminding you. Not Butterbeak. Butterbeak has no fault in this. This is all Cameron's fault. On next place, we got Sir Ducky. Let's see what he can do in a good starting position. And on actual tires. Next place, actually first, my fault. The Super Driver, he got just disconnected because fuck you, that's why. Because I think he's the only person on a PS4, so yeah. So Sony's like, huh, you peasant on a PS4. It's time to use a PS5, huh? A PS5, and better be a pro one, because he can still crash on a PS5, huh? Better be a pro one. Oh yeah, remember your discs? Yeah, we're fucking them. Yeah, you own nothing. So yeah, good luck on PS6, honey. You're gonna need it. Anyway, let's hunt. Indeed, super. Let's hunt race 2. With more cars on track. Let's see what happens. 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's go, go, go. We see already Will going to the middle of the track. And also Captain Chubbs probably making gains. No more than Super actually fending off his first place against Sir Ducky. But not count Adam out. Despite being on mediums, that Chungus is a missile at the beginning. Let's see now, turn 1 as Chapsastin goes too deep. But actually, thanks to tapping, Ducky manages to stop the car in time. Great position defending from Super Driver, who has a really good shot, but no better than... Oh, wait. Let me see this shit again. Let me see this shit again. I need to watch this shit again. What the fuck? What the fuck? Let me see Willerino start, because my man just is second. Using his disgusting traction control, but that is allowed, so I don't blame him. Point, despite being on mediums, made an also rocket ship start. They're already overtaking Dom. Going now into team 1. Adam making moves, trying to get the speed. Little tap from Pine into Will. Luckily nothing to regret. And goes around the outside of Chubbs. Luckily Adam doesn't stop in that bad, but Adam actually loses the rear. Little tap into him, but nothing to regret, and gets into P2. What a start from Will. Of course he got lucky, but you have to be there and make the good calls. As we see Pine actually struggling over here for track position. Actually, we're in a 3 wide momentarily. Cockhill actually overtaking us. We actually now in last. Cockhill and Pine going side by side. Cockhill actually turning a bit too much into Pine. Luckily nothing ended badly. Remember, Cameron Hill is on soft tires. He does have to use his mediums, I believe, because he couldn't attend on time. That's actually a cool rule, although if you're on double mediums, you still have to use at least 1 set of mediums, dude. Fuck you, like, that's why. Let me go back, because now we're going into the S section, and Adam, despite doing a great start, despite being on mediums, now it's time to snap back to reality. He's coughing baby with a B12. Does what he can, but he's actually stopping Ducky, who actually stops Dominic and Butterbeak, creating a train. They both want to get rid of Ducky, who apparently has no top speed. On this section, little tap from Butterbeak into Dominic that actually hits Adam. Luckily, as I always say, nothing to regret. Butterbeak backs out of it, wants to do nothing with this shit. As Dominic actually tries to get Adam, maybe that's too aggressive. Adam is actually lifting, a good move from Dom, but Butterbeak crashes into Ducky, and a lot of bullshit already happened. Not Ducky's fault. My man is just super unlucky, dude. But he's on soft tires, and remember, he had to pay some qualifying, so don't count him out. As I think the main benefit was actually me, because I was on last and now on P7. I'll take it. Let's see if I can get as much suction from Butterbeak as possible. And getting a little bit of breathing room. As we see, Will Sutters fending off Captain Chops, who despite being on mediums is definitely proven to be a tough opponent. But now that Will is some more or less clean air, he shouldn't be able to do much, but I don't know. Sometimes Chops locks in and oh my god, Dominic already doing the drifting strats. Yes, Dom. We see the Super Driver actually leading. Let's see how much he can hold, or he can even win this. Exiting turn 2. This time, luckily, without many problems, as we see Cameron Hill struggling at the back. It's really close to us. But now that he's going into this corner, I think his car actually hit the curb a little bit. I think he just broke too late that he cannot rotate the car. And easy P5 for Butterbeak. We're still with Chops, because in this section he's struggling to struggle. And remember, he's on mediums. So Dominic is going to take advantage of that and actually overtake him around the outside. Nice move from Dominic. But remember, Chops is on medium tires, and he's on a coughing baby, so he cannot do that much, honestly, to counter him. We see now in the front that Will is super close to Super. Let's hope the Super doesn't crack under pressure from the Willerino. And Will should have a good shot of actually winning this. But I'm not sure he wants to, because he's actually being a victim of double mediums. Although I think he made a podium on last race, and it shouldn't be a problem. Super actually hits the wall, but luckily for him, Will is too close to... We're saying Will and Super as they're going into the death chicane, and we're gonna add another number into the murder list. Luckily not. I'm not sure if to count Super honestly, but luckily Will is too close to him, so he cannot dodge him and survive. Same lap as the cars in front. It's just that I saw that Chops didn't do a really good death chicane, and definitely Dom also had a Coke Brown honestly. But no one did it better than this man, Butterbeak, who's actually going into P4. Again, going backwards again. A lot of shit happened on lap 2. This has to be the crazy race as we try to overtake Adam. Remember, he's on mediums using his last set. But we have also the good old cockhill up our ass. So we definitely have a problem as we go into that chicane. Hopefully nothing bad ever happens. No, it didn't, but we did it that good though. As now we try to go on, but we can't. Although we had a decent gap, Cameron Hill actually gave us the gap. I don't know. I'm just an idiot, I guess. We see Pineapple is trying to do a move on us, and Cockhill gains P6. But it's not over yet, because remember the Aston is a missile on straights. Let's see the Chungas though, because now has slipstream. Let's see if Adam can do something against this. No, he's bumping me. He's bumping me. Fine, he's bumping me, but he may do it now at the final moment. Yep, there he is. Luckily, he actually didn't bend the turn 1. But the one taking chances is Sardaki using his tire advantage. But unluckily for him, once again, my man is just super unlucky. I lost the rear, and that blocked him. So Pine maintains his P9, not even needed to maintain the P9. As Cameron Hill also makes another mistake, and that also allows Adam to go into Pine's favorite position. As I actually been that corner, and that allows Pine to actually overtake me. But let's see now in this corner as I actually hit him a little bit. Luckily nothing to regret as I let him by. And this allows Lucky to have the advantage on the momentum and get the place on us. And I'm on last place with 0 bitches. Yeah, this championship is happening, boys. It's definitely happening as Sir Ducky tries to go for Pine, who goes defensive, scared of him. And Ducky actually still goes for it. And we see Cockhill actually overtaking Adam by around the outside using his tire advantage. And now they have actual coffin baby. And that moving with Ducky allows us to go side by side with Pine. Not a faster left thing. We're going to that chicane. Oh, mama! We're going at the front because the Super Driver is actually holding Will. And he's definitely doing this because the cars behind him are getting him. Honestly, he's creating the good old Super Driver train. As Butterbeak may even have a shot at the win. As we see Super that goes really deep, and that allows Will Stadrino to finally pass him. We have Dominic Kubinski. This is a really tricky move. He managed to pull it off. He does! Dominic Kubinski also with a good shot at the win. Let's see if he can hold Will's pace. Super actually lifting from this corner, but actually breaks too late and hits into Dom. He now has to wait for him as more and more cars pass him. Oh, what a dumb mistake, dude. That's honestly painful. Adam is definitely proving to be, despite having a coffin baby on mediums, a hard opponent to pass, as Cockhill still cannot build a gap against him, because usually something happens to him. We see their super with waiting for Dom. I see does it run the outside, proving his superiority. And I think that's game, set, and match, honestly. Because Adam just cannot do much in this moment, and I don't blame him. Going to this corner now. Oh, Super actually pins a bit the chicane, but no more than Dominic, who actually loses the place with Super and also with Cockhill. The good old British cock gets into P5, but not really as Super, no! Bro, that's just unfair. Poor Super. Cockhill just misses breaking point massively and sadly went into Super. We begin lap 4 and we see that Will cannot get rid of the Dodge driver. But that actually works and gets himself into P1, leaves just enough room for a car to be in, and actually that was a great defensive move from Butterbig that didn't allow Will to do a counter attack. But now let's hope that Butterbig can stick there, as Will has none of it. Oh my god, I'm seeing that dude. Cockhill, please fix that shit. As they're going side by side, finishing sector 1, as actually Will lives. Maybe he thought that was too much. And Butterbig takes the lead, and it's looking like that he's gonna stay there, or maybe not, because I think Will just made better. This says, as Butterbig's rear actually snap a little bit. Let's see if he actually tries to go for the move. I think he actually tried, but Butterbig blocked the inside just in time. Let's see now, right around the outside, he has going to the inside. He's trying to put pressure on Butterbig. Butterbig actually parks it on the apex. Nicely done, didn't allow Will to actually go for the move. They're going side by side into that chicane. I think Will should lift. I think Will should lift. He has too much to risk, but Butterbig also. Oh my god, Butterbig actually hits the wall, and that allows Will to get by him P1. But they're losing so much time that even a Chungus of mediums is managing to getting them. And Captain Chubbs goes on to P2, but I don't think it's gonna be for long, as we see that car that refuses to turn. It just refuses. So let's see on the straight. Let's see on the straight. I think. I thought Butterbig had slipped, but now Butterbig is just boosting Chubbs. Somebody reminded this man that he's a medium tire. So I'm gonna coffin baby, please. Somebody do, because my man is just doing a Luke Larkin, not following the laws of physics. As we see Butterbig going for Chubbs. Nicely done. Honestly, he has to. The Chungus is just dog shit on brakes, and especially on mediums. Lap 4 once again, as we see ourselves. This is after Super had that Cockhill crashing into Super. As we see Super that actually goes too deep, and that hopefully rejoins safely. He does, but I thought he was actually gonna spin, but luckily the car gripped. But still, 2 positions lost for Super. Let's see if he can recover from this. We see Sir Ducky over here again, lap 4. A lot of stuff is happening on this lap. As we see Sir Ducky using his tire advantage to try and get rid of Adam. That is definitely moving all over the place, trying to be a hard opponent to overtake. He may be on a coffin baby with 8s, but he's doing what he can with what he has. And honestly, I fucking respect it, as he is still holding on, dude. That's not too bad, dude. Like, that's great. We go now into this section. This is where the Chungus shoots off for a fast corner on medium tires. Let's see. The 4GT is not looking to be much better, though. Definitely struggling on straight line speed. Adam has to defend it inside. He wants Sir Ducky to do not overtake him. But remember, Cameron Hill did it around the outside on this exact corner. Maybe Ducky can do the same thing. He actually tries. He has the exit. Maybe he can. Maybe he can. Maybe he can. But that 4GT acceleration is awful. But he's gaining on him. He's gaining on the Chungus. I think Adam should lift. Not sure now. And I don't know. They're going into the corner. They're running out of meters. They're trying to make it side by side. They actually do. Nice respectful driving from both drivers. And Adam holds on despite everything that's been thrown at him. And that's allowing me to gain massively, because they lost so much time going side by side on that corner. I'm actually with them already. I'm with them, and as Adam goes deep. And too deep, actually. Let's see what Ducky. But once again, that 4GT is just dreadful on the straight. It's just dreadful. He cannot do anything. Let's see now with Slipstream, he can recover. He can hide some wounds, as we're actually gaining on them. We're actually gaining on the other thing. I should make the move. No, I'm done. Ducky is also respectful with Adam. That's actually stopping us. And Pine is actually scrubbing his hands right now like, I got you, bitch. He's doing his Togi Shakai strats. Although I don't think they worked nicely for him this time. We see Serdaki still really close to Adam. He still cannot make the move. He's trying though, trust me, he's definitely trying. That car moving all over the place. But that actually compromises his exit and I managed to get him. I get into Pine's favorite position. But he's not looking for loading. Remember, out of mediums. And Ducky's on soft, so he should have the tire advantage despite the drawbacks of his 4GT. Look at him destroy me on this section. But I honestly think I just did it bad because I couldn't even cut up to Adam. That is in a coffin baby with mediums. And Adam also defending the place. He wants his P5. He wants this P5 with everything on his skull. And he's honestly doing it. He's honestly doing it. And he still fends off. Nice defending from Adam, who is still holding on despite everything that has been thrown at him. Let's see, this chicane is nice. Not bad, not bad. Oh, he did what? Yeah, Lucky's lost it though. Lucky's lost it. And Pine has done once again his masterful that chicane to actually get ahead as he does a massive send that actually worked. I mean, he stopped the car, he didn't hit me. Fair and square, dude. And now I do a little bump that it's actually gonna compromise Adam, because I just gave him the extra edge that the Aston already didn't need, because he can overtake the Chungus on straights. And he gets P5. Let's see if Adam can do the funny and actually try and overtaking him, although I don't think so. Oh, he's actually trying though. I think Pine just broke too early, but that little tap actually destroys Adam's positioning on the corner. And on the exit, he just cannot do it. And Pine apparently gets some P5, and I'm still stuck behind Adam. This could be Pine's chance. And Will is scrubbing right now, because right now he's on P1. And apparently I'm a championship contender, so Will is definitely scrubbing his hand as Adam lets me by. Does a Michael Schumacher with Sebastian Vettel in 2012. That was definitely intentional, dude. That was definitely intentional. I remember this, Adam. I remember this. We go at the back. We see Cockhill has managed to catch the Super Driver. Oh my god, he did a 141. My man is definitely not enjoying this 4GT. Definitely not, as the car just refuses to power down and actually snaps on him. And that's an easy P9 for the Cockhill. Lap 7, as we see Captain Chubbs has lost a lot to the pineapple juice. As I say again, the Chungus here is a coffin baby, and with mediums it's even worse, as Pine is all over Chubbs despite him being also on medium tires. Let's see if we can do this fast section. I think this is the main weakness of the Chungus, as he actually goes for it, trying to do it around the inside. He actually clouds Chubbs, and the 515 strikes a strike again. Pineapple Juice murders no other car than a Chungus, so he should be disqualified of this entire season, because how dare you kill a coffin baby. And we see the Cockhill that actually takes advantage of the situation, manages to overtake Pipe, and maybe even Chubbs, who's having none of it, because that wasn't his fault. Maybe brought too late, as Pine once again sends it, leaves no space, although that was on the edge. But I think Pine needs to settle down a bit. I know him, I doubt that was intentional, it just happened. But oh my god, Chubbs actually went too wide. Oh, the Chungus actually snapped on him a little bit. That compromises his exit. No more than Serdaki, that's also struggling on that chicane. And there they go, the Cockhill goes. And Chubbs does a fucking send, giving back Pine a run for his money. And it actually works! It actually works! And that compromises Pine's exit. And let's see if the Cockhill can do it, because now Chubbs shoot out a little bit of a slipstream. Serdaki gave his slipstream to Cockhill, and now to Chubbs. He wants them to fight, he wants them to lose time. And Pineapple Juice does another fucking Verstappen thing, giving Chubbs a run for his money. And crashes into Cockhill. And oh my god. What the fuck is happening here? Whatever happened, Cockhill is on P7, and the Super Driver is gaining massively from this. Finally some luck as Chubbs actually goes too deep. And me maybe in last place with 0 bitches. He is. I lost Super for a second, my fault. Oh my lord, what the fuck is happening here? This is the pure definition of shithousery. We're going at the front. We see that Will Stutters is not really getting away from Butterbeak, but he's holding the pace. So, oh no! That's over. It's over. Butterbeak takes the lead. on what can be a fucking win for the numberless driver, at least on one side. I swear to God, Cameron, if you don't fix this for next round, I'm gonna kill you, dude. I'm gonna kill you, and you can report me, and I'll be disqualified for the championship, and I'll take it gladly. Fix this fucking shit right now. Going negative forwards in time as we see Sir Ducky going into that chicane, but once again, the bump strikes again, and another victim of that chicane. I've done it wasn't super awful, but it was awful enough for Cockhill to attack him and get an easy P6. The British driver getting into Pine's favorite position as we hear the Scottish supercharger noises as he cannot get the run on Cockhill because bullshit acceleration. Let's see now, even with Slip. Oh, he's gaining, but he doesn't want to make the move yet. He knows if he loses the slipstream, he's just gonna lose meters. As we see him actually going into T1. Well, not T1, it's actually T2. My fault. I've been saying it wrong this entire time. Cameron's Hill exit gets compromised. So this could be Ducky's chance. Hopefully that dreadful acceleration doesn't drag him down that much. As we see Cockhill now gaining. What the fuck? As actually, woo! Hits the curve too much maybe. And loses a little bit of rear. And Cockhill holds Pine's favorite position. We're going once again into that chicane because Sir Ducky doesn't seem to find a way to get it right, as once again the curb kicks him out to the outside too hard. He cannot correct the car, hits the wall, loses momentum, and another place lost. We are on lap 10, and Adam, unbelievably, with medium tires, thanks to all the shithousery that has happened around him, he's still on P5. My man, by car performance, should be on last place with 0 bitches, but he's actually on P5 doing a masterful drive. He may not be the fastest, but he's definitely proving that consistency and not making mistakes is key, and that's why he's on this goated position for the Chungus, as he doesn't want to let Cockhill slide and get his beloved P5 when going into the top section for Adam. But maybe Cameron's tires are too worn now, so maybe Adam can do something, but I don't think so. I think it's just gonna be too much. But he's still proving to be a tough opponent to beat. As Cameron just passes him with ease. I think he just over-defended it a little bit. But still P5 for Cameron, and it's still goated P6 for Adam. Let's hope he can hold on, because the Pineapple Juice and Sir Ducky are coming for their ass. Let's see what Cameron Hill can do finally. On free air, he's already setting a personal best that is looking to be a goated lap, as he actually hits the inside, and it's dead, and the other cars are coming towards him. Luckily Adam avoids him, but Pine can't. Pine cannot avoid him. Adam's P5 may be a reality thanks to Cameron. Cameron may have saved Adam's P5. We don't know, he still has one more lap to go. And a Sir Ducky that has been super unlucky so far, maybe luck can finally get a little bit on his side. He's the only one that can stop Adam, unless he makes like a super massive mistake. But my man has been super consistent, so I highly doubt that it's gonna happen. So Adam has the longest lap of his life against Ducky, who has the shortest lap of his life. And already we just finished Sector 1. Sir Ducky sets a personal best. My man wants blood. Look at those lap times. My man just could not be consistent because of that chicane or just unlucky moments. He can finally get a well-earned P5. Let's see what Adam does his last lap. Everything on the table. Adam defends the inside, not allowing Ducky to go for it. Ducky gets behind him, trying to get a little bit of slipstream, trying to hide his lack of straight line speed. That tries to run outside. This can be Ducky's move. Adam not giving a shit, giving just enough room for a car to be in. And I think Adam is gonna lift. He knows there's too much at stake. Oh, but actually loses a little bit. Ducky doesn't even want to lose this P6. They're going side by side. Luckily they don't die. But it's enough. It's enough for Ducky to get the P5. But I don't think Adam says his last word yet. Remember the 4GT's dread flood straights. Remember the 4GT. He's trying to put pressure on Ducky, but actually loses the exit. It's gonna be for Ducky. Finally the British driver gets some luck. Who would have thought, huh? Who would have thought that a driver that finished it at the back on race 1 was gonna win race 2? This is why I love so much this format, because it gives you chances. In case that you had an unlucky race, you can shine on the next one, and no one is shining brighter than Butterbean, who wins fair and square against Will Sodders, and a great P3 for Dominic Kuminski. A goated P4 for ourselves, and we started P9 on medium tires. These can be key for the championship standings. So let's see if we can keep this up on race 3. I can celebrate, trust me, I can celebrate. As we see Serdaki, we already saw this, but it's nothing to regret seeing it again. Gets a well-earned P5 and a goated P6 for Adam, dude. P7 for Cockhill, P8 for the Pineapple Juice, P9 for Super, who just doesn't care and just goes to the pits. From what I'm witnessing. Nah, he didn't run out of fuel or anything. He just wants to let Chops by. I think they actually had a crash on that chicane, I remember. Chop finishes P9 because Super just doesn't want to have it. P10 for Super. Let's see what happens on race 3. Go to the chopper. It's time for the final race, boys. And on last place with 0 bitches, we got Butterbean on soft tires. Every single car except this man is on soft tires. So Will definitely has an uphill fight right now. He already got a great P2, but I'm not sure about it right now. Although he got a podium previous time, and he was starting 2nd, if I remember correctly, not 9th. So let's see what he's capable of. It's not his first comeback and definitely not the last. On next place, we have Dominic Kuminski having a great race. Let's see if he can do it again. And on next place, ourselves. We definitely got a great race despite being on mediums and not wearing softs. Remember, Will Sodders is the only car on medium tires. Next place, Serdaki. Let's see if he can finally get rid of those unlucky moments. And that dead chicane death. And finally rid of mediums, Adam the Handsome. Let's see what he can do on actual rubber. Our next place, if I can find him. There we go, the Cockhill, who, I swear to God, if you don't fix the fucking thing on Butterbean's car, I will fucking kill you. Next round. I'm not joking with this. Good luck. On next place, we got the Pineapple Juice, who had a bad race. So let's see, with a good starting position right now and on soft tires. Remember, he is pole position, man. Like, god damn it. You better win. You better fucking win. Another one that is definitely gonna do his best is Che Easton on a Coffin Baby, but once again on soft tires. So let's see what he can do on a decent starting position. And on first place with all the bitches, we got the Super Driver. So let's see if finally he can make this work and get a go-to result from this. Let's hunt, boys. Race 3. Great racing has come, especially in race 2, dude. That was freaking maniac racing. And it's go, go, go! As we see the Super Driver leading the pack, but looking actually decent. As we see that Will Sodders trying to use his superior acceleration on the Aston, already clouting Dominic. Let's see, Dom has to go defensive, little tap at the end. Like another trigger. That's super, oh no, super soft! What the fuck? Already, let's check what happened there. As we see Dominic trying to get the place on us. Both Proyecto Uno cars going in formation. Let's hope Will doesn't try to do a funny. Luckily he doesn't. It wouldn't be the first time and neither the last. He does the funny. But let's see what happened with Super, dude. Okay, Chops is all over him. Once again, proving that the 42 has no acceleration. Goes to the move and gets hit. Of course! Of course it's the Pineapple Juice, of course. But let's see if Pine didn't get hit or something, because that was a massive speed. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone at the back actually missed his braking point and went into Pine. Nah, all on his own. All on his own. Super. You have permission to engage on Nürburgring. I repeat, you have permission to engage. Remember what you did to me? On Go Racing 3? Yeah? Do the same to this motherfucker. Please do. Thank you. We're going a bit backwards as we see Super getting the huggies from the Pineapple Juice. He couldn't bear the laugh and went off because of that. And we see that thanks to this, Cameron Hill's exit gets a bit compromised. And Adam Hans finally has the tires. He may still be on a Caffeine Baby, but that Caffeine Baby got some upgrades. Rubber upgrades. They're going now onto this section. The Pineapple Juice definitely has a shot at this. He only has a Chungus in front of him. Maybe Derriere is being a bitch with him, because I can see him losing a lot, and oh shit, Adam lost massively in this section. But I think it wasn't only Adam did not being decent on it. What the fuck is Pine doing this round? Like, okay, this is actually getting disgusting already. Like, my man is just being a menace, as it actually works. But I wouldn't be surprised if Karma came back and it was a bitch. Yep, thank you, my lord, thank you, my lord. That's what I needed. That's what I needed. Cockkill takes the lead and is looking to stay there. But let's see what Pine has to say, as once again he fucking sends it. Jesus Christ. Pine is getting the will of words with race. Jesus. Let's see if Ducky has what it takes. Actually in a good position. Let's see if he can keep this up, as we see on front that they're still going side by side. Pine on the outside. He should get the better exit. He does. The pineapple juice gets the lead. And let's see if he can stay there, because Cameron has more things to say. Definitely has. He did a 37-1 while not giving a fuck. So let's see now that he gives a fuck. Let's see if a 36 can happen. Yeah, because I skipped this. Okay, we're going a little bit at the back, and we see that Adam's gonna be deep. It may not be much consequence on the first chicane, but now on the second corner of the chicane it is. Gets compromised by the exit, but now he should have slipstream. But he's getting blocked by Ducky and actually has to lift. Lets me by. I actually respect the spaces. Dominic also going for him, but also respecting him. Nice driving, a little bit on top. Luckily, as I always say, nothing to regret. P5 for ourselves, and Pine favorites position for the handsome. Let's see now in this section. Adam can be my biggest ally here, because he's look at this car struggling to do the corner. Look at him understeering massively. He's turning the wheel, but the car just refuses to turn. Let's see now in the straight. He thanks the slip, and having a good punch, he can actually do this. Will Sars, despite being on medium tires, actually trying to make moves. And nicely done. Patrick defending. And we have Dominic on Adam's has. Let's go see now on the chicane. Dominic being too aggressive actually clouds Adam. I was on Dom, dude. I'm sorry. That was on Dominic. As we have something happened here, because they're gaining massively here. As Dominic goes, and this can be Will's massive chance. He does a 50 wide. My man is a minute, but doesn't give a shit. He knows he can take his chances. He has to risk if he wants to have a good result. This is a run where any place counts, because my man is playing with a hand tied on his back because of his medium tires, and any good positioning could be massive for his championship chances. You never know. It usually counts more doing good on a bad round than doing goated on a good round. And Will is already being on a P4, but now he can be a victim from Dominic. He got a bad exit. At the back, also Butterbig trying to prove that his win was no fluke. Going for Ducky going for Dom. This can be Will's chance to actually build a little bit of a lead. Let's see, but those medium tires are gonna be dreadful. Remember, Will is the only car of mediums. Butterbig gets a place, but not for long, as Ducky now is on the outside and she had the better momentum. Let's see, he's building momentum around the outside. Chops could actually gain from this, as Ducky and Butterbig have a little tap. Luckily, nothing to regret. Chops tries to go for it, going to wheels on the grass, and makes the pass. But let's see on the braking point. He tried braking as late as possible and still went a little bit deep. And now loses on the exit. Let's see if Butterbig doesn't have the pole. Luckily, he doesn't. They're going now into that chicane. Dominic being all over Will. Nothing bad happens, luckily, but Ducky once again, this freaking chicane. Chops has to take avoiding action, and that actually blocks Butterbig. The driving with no number on the side. I'm still warning you, Cameron. I'm still warning you. They get the place on Ducky. Now Ducky shouldn't be able to do much. He's a coughing baby on straights. But let's see now Butterbig. Goes for Chavito. Easy move. Let's see on the braking point. Chops shouldn't be able to do much. Or that's what I would say, but maybe can compromise a bit Butterbig's exit, but apparently not. He compromised his own exit. And now Ducky's on P7. Nicely done from Ducky, taking his chances. Chops is still on his ass, but yeah, the bouncing of the Chungus is something that cannot be underestimated. as he gets victimized, and now he's back with his Chunga's friend. As much as I hate to say it, this is the Chunga's natural positions, being at the back. Let's see on Nürburgring if they can do something. We are going at the back again, as we see Captain Chubbs and Adam, the Chunga's enjoyers together, as Chubbs actually goes a little bit too much on the inside and actually spins because of the bounce on the curb. Let's see, where's Super? Super's there, yellow flag. There he is. Let's see what Super can do. He's not alone anymore. They're going now into that chicane. So as you know, nothing bad ever happens when someone goes into that chicane. And yep, like that. Add one to the counter, please. Thank you. Fine has lost pace or something happened to him. I'm not sure, honestly. It's not the first mistake he does in this round, so I wouldn't be surprised if another mistake just happened, because Cockhill and also myself are really close to him, especially Cockhill. They're going into that chicane, and as we saw, nothing bad ever happens when a car goes into the chicane, and apparently doesn't, although it did a little bit for the pineapple juice, but also for myself a little bit. But no, it didn't for the Cockhill, who actually gets P1. And let's see if he can stay there, because Pine is definitely proven to be a tough opponent to beat, but also is Cockhill, who has the fastest lap. I actually hit it on my mic. My fault, son. My fault. Great exit from the Cockhill, who Pine cannot even contest. Will is defending like a maniac despite being the only car on medium tires. Dominic is struggling a lot to get by. Will is, as I said, with Cockhill and Pine being a tough opponent to beat. He always is, and this is no exception, as despite being on a disadvantaged scenario, actually is defending and holding Dominic. To be honest, Dominic tries to go the old switcheroo, maybe it's enough, maybe it's enough. He's actually gaining, but the gear shift just drags him down. He has to shift again. He has to shift again. He has to lift. He's too far back. Yellow flag. Something happened here. It's Pine. It's Pine and Cameron. We're winning. We're winning. Will Saunders gets a P2 despite everything. Despite everything, being the only car on medium tires, Will is a P2. This could be a go-to result. He manages to stick it, but Dominic is not gonna let it happen. I just know he isn't gonna allow that. Let's see now on the straight. Let's see now on the straight. Let's see now on the straight. He's finally gaining, but he has to shift again. There he is. He doesn't, while slipstreaming. Maybe this slingshot is enough. He has the tire advantage. They're going side by side into T1. Will brakes massively late, but actually manages to stop the car, and I think he's got a good line. Dom being on fourth gear. Will actually loses it. He's actually around, but not the only one, as Big joins him just to drink some coffee over there. Oh no. Will comes from hero to zero in just one corner exit. Oh my, of course I'm gonna check this. I have to check this. Like, what happened here? Okay, Cockhill is the inside, and then Pine goes into Cockhill, and he doesn't go for some reason. The server just said, fuck you, that's why. Oh my god, they save rejoin Pineapple. Although they're going really fast, so I don't know what he could have done there, but still, dude. I don't know. Respect your opponent, Pineapple. Treat each other like you wanted to be treated. Don't be Argentina, Jesus. And oh my, please, thank you. He actually braked just to let Ducky by. Although it's not gonna fucking matter because it's in a 4GT, so we all know what's gonna happen right now. Yep, we do. Making the move, and there he goes. And Ducky cannot do much, honestly. He's already destroying the throttle pedal. The car just doesn't do more. We see the Project Uno cars. Proyecto Uno. Sorry, I struggle so much speaking English and then suddenly Spanish. They're going into that chicane. As we see, this is the Aston's playing ground, as Dominic still didn't manage to get a good run with that chicane. That could have been worse, also better, but just still didn't find the good line in that chicane. As Cockhill is having none of it because he smells a dub can happen. Remember, my man has the fastest lap and did a 37.1 previously, so he can definitely win this. He has basically half the race to get me, as he does the fastest lap while overtaking Dominic. 37.5 for the British driver, but Dominic is not giving up easily, as they're going into T1, and he's gonna do whatever he can. Although he's on an uphill battle, he's gonna do whatever he can, but Cameron is just better. I think this is it. I'm the last one in defense. Yeah, I'm the last one in defense. He actually went deep. He's gonna lose on the exit. Lap 8 out of 12 from Will Sodders. He's doing what he can to drag his shitty medium tires onto good positioning. They're actually catching up to Adam and to Ducky, but also Butterbig is on his tail and he actually makes the move. But luckily for Will, he manages to do a switchback and regain the place. They're going now into that chicane where all your dreams come true, especially in my case. And whoa, that was really on the edge from Will Sodders, but Butterbig didn't do it bad either. Let's see now, he has the slipstream, he should have the advantage, not only on tires but also on positioning. Let's see, ascent could happen here, he should have better braking performance. There he is. Will maybe wants to get towed. If I was him, I would just stick behind Butterbig. But this is Will Sodders, so he's having none of it. He wants the cuddles. He wants all of the cuddles he can get. They're banging doors going into lap 9 out of 12. Will Sodders regains P7, but they're going in side by side onto T2. Although I always call it T1, but it's actually T2. Will, despite the medium tires, manages to do a switchback. Little tap from Butterbig into Will. Butterbig needs to lift. That wasn't fair. That wasn't fair. What the fuck, Butterbig? What the fuck? I mean, he lifted, but he's still fighting for the place. There we go. Okay, maybe not. Maybe Butterbig's just playing different rules. Leaves the space to Willerino. They're still going at it, though. They're still going at it. Will Sodders, I was gonna look at the side, but Butterbig is literally in his blind spot. Will gets the place, but this is not over because Butterbig, thanks to his tire advantage, should be the fastest driver. So Will is just defending like a maniac, as I always say. Once again, fending off the inside, forcing Butterbig from the outside. They're going to this corner again. This is a similar scenario to previous lap, except that Will now doesn't have to do a switchback. Will holding third gear, but that actually may be costly because Butterbig does it around the outside and they're going into that chicane. Let's hope that the dreams don't shatter. Let's see Butterbig on that chicane. Aim well, Spartan. He aims well. He aimed a little bit better than Will, who hits the wall a little bit and loses momentum now in this straight. Cameroon is running out of meters, but not out of options either. His last lap was almost a second faster than mine. He needs a little bit to happen for this becoming a reality as we go into that chicane, but my car bounces. I actually hit the wall. This is what Cameron needs. This is exactly what Cameron needs. He's going for me. I defend the inside, but I'm a sitting duck. His momentum is just too much. We actually break, and I actually tried to be side by side with him, but now he's gonna game me on the straight. Cockhill goes into P1 despite the mistake on that chicane. But look at him, he's gaining, is the final lap. I lost a second on this lap, the second that was separating me from Cameron. Let's see if I can do something against this. We're going into this corner. I'm not close enough to do a toot. Here we are, we exit on fourth gear, trying to avoid wheel spin and also turbo lag. Only spooling turbo once, to not having to spool it again from the shift to third to fourth. We hold on this corner, having a little bounce, luckily nothing to regret. Third gear once again. We can exit on second, but we just want to avoid gear shifts because we can see every time that we shift, we lose time. So we go into fourth gear. I actually hit fourth gear, but I think fourth gear was the one. Not sure honestly, because Cockhill is just better than me on this section. It looking good for Cockhill. It's looking really good. Let's see if I can do a dive here, but I'm just not close enough. But I'm really close now. I think I gained something on the exit, but I lose the exit. I lost all my chances right now. Let's see that chicane. Let's see if a miracle can happen once again in my favor. But it doesn't. And I actually hit the wall. It's gonna be for Cameron. What a comeback from Cameron. Remember, he was facing the wrong way on one lap on this exact race. And he had enough pace to actually caught up to us, get the dub. And oh my god, he almost died, by the way. But that's not gonna happen today because Cockhill wins despite everything. I get a nice P2, although I would have loved to win it. P3 from Dominic, and Pine was quiet but really gaining massively. P5 is gonna be for Sir Ducky. Great result once again. P6 for Butterbig. P7 for Adam, nice result, dude. P8 for Willerino. Unlucky, to be honest. B9 is gonna be for Captain Chubbs. My man has not forgotten how to drive, trust me. He's just got unlucky. And B10, another person that hasn't forgotten to drive is Super. Although he's not proving my point right now, but okay. Anyways, people, Will didn't post the standings, so I don't know how the fuck the championship is looking. But I'll see you next round on Norse Live. So please take care and have a good one. Bye!